I mean, wicked can just be more than just a word, a descriptor word. Like it can be an
An
actual
adjective.
noun.
Barding. Ah.
These
I don't know
things.
any of these things besides
How
Bree's
do you
hockey
how do you
journey.
We got our first hater the other day.
shout out to my dad?
That made me mad. Now I'm triggered.
Oh, and god damn it. What a pro wants. What a pro wants.
Spend 2 hours on the Bruins.
Yeah, well, we could. Or maybe you guys could. I think I'd run out of material pretty quickly.
Well, I've been telling Brendan for the last month. I'm like, we gotta get Zach on at least one more time before the end of the season, so we can talk about the Bruins.
Yeah, what a good time now that we've wrapped up. There's no more Bruins games, so the pain of this season is finally over. And I guess we'll just
Thank
say
God.
welcome to episode 89 of the Bread Loves Hockey podcast. And yes, we have Zach Spears here with us to break down this tremendous Bruins 2024-2025 season. Woo! Right?
And there is still one more relevant game for the Bruins. The Flyers play tomorrow, and if they lose in regulation, then they get the 4th overall pick, and the Bruins move to 5th. So one more game to stress over as a Bruins fan.
Who are they
Have
playing
you been
tomorrow?
watching, Zach?
Is that true?
I believe so.
Yeah, I mean, I have.
Oh, they're playing the Sabres tomorrow.
I guess I thought we had them.
No, because they have less regulation wins. I think, well, actually, normally on here, at least on my phone, on Tankathon, which I've been checking every day,
Yeah.
it has like which ones are locked, but I don't see the little
did check it
symbol
today.
right now. Let me see if it shows up on my phone. But I know the top
Yeah, I
three.
see.
The top three
Oh,
are
wow.
locked in as of right
Yeah,
now.
so I think the Bruins can move. I mean, Seattle won't pass us because they've already played 82 as well. So if Philly loses in regulation, they'll move up to 4th. We'll drop to 5th.
So does. I mean, this is all odds for the lottery, right? The Bruins still have a chance to get in the 1st overall pick, or did they change that where now only the top 3 can get it?
Nope. Yeah.
No.
So if we stay in 4th, we have a 9.5% chance. If we drop to 5th, we have an 8.5%
Okay.
chance. So not a big difference either way. But it's more just draft position. Like I'd rather obviously 4th versus 5th.
If you don't win the
Yeah,
lottery,
no, of
yeah.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess we'll be rooting for Philly in that one.
But I mean, if we stay in 4th, just saying first sim on this Bruins 1st overall pick. So there we
Dang.
go.
That's pretty it's pretty crazy to even be talking about the possibility of the Bruins drafting 1st overall, because we haven't been able to ever say that on this podcast,
I
of
mean,
course, and
I
not for
talked
the
about
last 10
this
years.
just like last week or 2 weeks ago that the Bruins haven't had a pick this high since Tyler Seguin, like
Yeah.
a decade ago or more.
More. Way more.
Yeah, I guess.
That must have been 2010,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? 2009,
Decade and a half.
16 years ago.
Yeah, I guess he has been in the league a while, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was on the 2011 Cup team, so.
True. Yeah. Have you been like rooting for the Bruins to lose too? Has you been watching?
Yeah. I haven't even watched the last. I've been just a sad fan. I haven't watched the last couple games, especially the ones like that I have to work hard to watch and figure out a stream, like, the New York games, the Devils. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
That's fair. I feel like it's been hard to break the habit of like seeing the Bruins score and like cheering and be like, oh wait, don't do that, or like oh, that's a trip. What the heck? I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, never mind. No, we don't need a power play. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like it's like
I know.
rewiring
I
my
don't like
brain.
But
Yeah.
they made this decision to go this way because if they wanted to, they could probably realistically be the second wild card. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the
Once
deadline,
they decided to tank, they tanked, which is great. Like just
they
they chose a
them
side and
full
they stuck
credit.
to it.
Finally.
Good
I give them
job.
full credit for what they did. They did well at what they were planning to do because they very easily could have stuck into the wild card and lost in Game 7 to Toronto. or went to the second round.
I don't think they could have snuck into the
Washington.
wild card. If management thought they could
Yes, they could have.
if they thought they could sneak into a playoff spot, they would have tried to. Just for the
I
ticket
truly,
sales of 2 home
it was.
games.
You're right. It was leading up to the deadline that decided it. It was the 5 games before the deadline where they lost like 5 in a row. But I mean, I don't know. I just am not a believer in like those like Columbus. I just don't believe in them or Montreal, those second wild card teams.
I agree. Yeah.
Well, they've won cups before, not those teams specifically, but I mean, the Kings, I believe, won as a wild card
right.
too, and it's like, yeah, even if you don't necessarily win, you can make waves either by taking a long series and maybe a player gets hurt that was on another team, or you cause an upset and then give another team an easier path to the cup. So they definitely make a difference. Not always the biggest. Like, it's like sometimes it's like, yep, we just kind of steamrolled you. But thanks for playing, kind of thing. So we'll see if that happens with the wild card 2 in the East, which is yet to be determined as we speak. The Canadians are up 3-1 heading into the third period. Well, heading into the second intermission. A regulation win, or actually just a point at all, will clinch a playoff berth for them after having this opportunity for quite some time now, where they just needed 2 points in order to secure the spot. They have not been able to do so, and now that the window is still open for Columbus. They would need a regulation loss for Montreal tonight, which is their final game of the season, and then they would need to get a regulation win versus the Islanders tomorrow. It's not looking great right now, but I'm still trying to believe, even though I did say Hat-Trick said they were not gonna get it done just because of who freaking Carolina's healthy scratch tonight. They've got like 9 other roster players out. Skylar Brindamore makes his NHL debut tonight, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I think it's just a little bit too late. I can't see them squandering it. But if they do, it will be hilarious, and then we'll see if Columbus can do their part. Because if they don't get that regulation win, then it doesn't matter anyways. Montreal will still get that spot.
That'd be so sad if Montreal loses and then they just don't win.
Yeah, it's like, come on. It was in your hands. Finally, you had the fate in your hands. You've been waiting for this, and then it's like, oh, well, 5-game win streak's over. We lose, and that's it. Or, like, they lose it because they fail to win in regulation. Well, so they have the goalie pulled. It's tied. It goes to overtime, and then that's it. Like, that would be a pretty cruel way to go to.
We need them to lose. We need them to lose, right, Dean? They play Philly.
Oh, is it? Is it Columbus? Is Columbus versus Philly?
No, it's Buffalo.
I saw that.
They just played. They just
Oh
played
no,
Philly.
Philly's playing Buffalo. Okay, good. I'd be conflicted otherwise. That would be tough.
No, it's not really.
No, Columbus plays the
tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, Columbus just played Philly yesterday, so that's probably the game you were thinking of. But no, luckily these two are not intertwined, so we'll see. We'll know probably by the end of this podcast if that game in Columbus means anything tomorrow or not. Again, hopefully they're still alive. I mean, obviously it's both good stories. A lot of fans in Montreal and the whole they've never in their franchise missed the playoffs for 4 consecutive seasons, so that's on the line this year if they don't make it. And then of course on the other hand, the Columbus with the tragedy of the Goudreau's passing in the off season, and really no expectations that this team was going to be waiting for game 82 to see if they have a chance. It's pretty incredible. I think it's a more compelling story for me personally, but it doesn't matter what the narrative is.
That's not a Montreal fan is rooting for Columbus.
I would hope so. It's like, I mean, I think they're both pretty comparable as far as how they could do in the postseason. Maybe Montreal has a bit of an edge because they have a little bit more playoff experience on the roster, like Suzuki and Caulfield and a bunch of these guys that were on like the finals run. So I don't know. I guess we'll have to see what happens, and whichever team makes it, will be a big first test with Washington in the first round. That's a locked up matchup. So either way, I think it'll be exciting.
Okay.
But that's what Caps fans are waiting on too. They're the only ones who don't know who they're playing in the playoffs yet. So we do have the rest of the matchups outlined for us now on the playoffs tab in the NHL app, because I guess we don't need to look at the standings anymore. I don't know why they just decided to get rid of it. Like sometimes they'll move it to another spot where you can still find it, but yeah, I looked. I'm like,
surely it'll
where
be
is
with
it?
like stats and teams on the more page. It's like, nope, it's just gone.
Nah, it's still on the website, but yeah,
Yeah.
you can't. Just another feature, I guess. That's not a bug.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't believe in Washington this year. I mean, I know they're a good team. They're a good team. I just don't know why I can't believe in them. Like I
How
could
far
see
are they
them
gonna go?
losing.
First
I could
round?
see them losing in the first round. I could see them. I don't expect them to, but it would not shock me.
I guess I'm kind of on the same boat. Like I expect them. They're gonna be favored to win, obviously, but like I wouldn't be
Yeah.
super surprised. But like I'd be equally surprised if they make it past the second round.
Yeah, I
Who
think
would they
so
play?
too.
Yeah, they would play Florida or Tampa. Yeah.
Which either of
Or
those teams will be super beat
Toronto
up,
or
probably.
Ottawa.
So
Yeah, you
yeah.
never know. But
Yeah, I guess Ottawa could go on. I feel like I'm more likely that Ottawa goes to second round than Washington. That's my hot take.
Oh, I would love. I would
the way the
love the
teams are
Leafs to
playing,
lose in the
Are
first
you gonna go to
round.
a
That
playoff
would be
game,
the.
Zach? An Ottawa game?
My buddy's bugging me too. I'd like to. I should.
If
I've
you
never been to
go,
a play. Have
Brendan
you
will
guys been to a
fly
playoff
there. Or
game?
no, I mean Owen will fly there.
yeah, Owen and I have
Yeah.
been chatting a little bit about the
He tried to
possibility.
get me. He told me he could get round trip flights, and like he's like, "Oh, you want to go?" I'm like, "I don't know."
We did this. So we had a
Owen's
little
gonna be jacked
call
up.
and we were talking about
Mm-hmm.
it.
But
I
yeah, he
don't
would
know.
go with you, Zach.
It's gonna be really tough to. I mean, like, I bet the tickets are crazy because
I mean, we can look.
the season ticket holders like were going, and there were like 3,000 people in the queue like right as soon as it opened up. I might be able to get tickets through my work as well. I was looking into that.
Yeah, I'm curious what the price is for them.
But
I mean, they haven't
definitely
made the
huge
playoffs
demand.
in
7 years.
9 years,
Yeah,
8
8.
years. Yeah,
So
2017.
big draw, of course. Like finally, we've been waiting for this. So understandably, gonna be a lot of demand. But it would be really cool to go to a game. It's like it's like a 5-hour drive for me, a little bit less than that. But
Yeah, it's close for me.
it would be worth it.
It's really easy for me.
Oh yeah, you're
I
right.
should
You're
go.
right there.
I probably won't.
It's a lot of money, but that's just what you come to expect, I suppose, for NHL playoff games.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right, let's see. Home game number 1 for Ottawa. Oh, on the next sale is in 13 hours.
Oh, so
Coming up
they're
there,
like staggering it.
I guess.
Interesting.
What about game 3? Home game 3 is sold out.
Oh, game 6. Yeah. Wow. I mean, yeah. Again, it's also against Toronto. Like we're getting the Battle of Ontario
What about
and the
game
Battle of
7? Maybe
Florida
there's tickets for that one.
in Toronto. Yeah. There
Yeah,
might
get a
be.
lot of
No, sorry. Well,
get a
it
lot.
says Oh, first game Ottawa. Oh, at Toronto. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Get a lot of Toronto fans coming to Ottawa too.
yeah.
Fans traveling back and forth.
Oh, sure. It's
Oh,
not like as
obstructed
close as
seating.
Buffalo, but still, definitely
You can get
happens.
obstructed seating for 360 Canadian.
Ooh,
Jeez.
that's brutal.
Non-obstructed for
It's like
455.
$100 American, right?
Pretty much at this point.
Yeah. That's still, that's still pretty tight. Trying to see if I could
Yeah, 360 is 260.
260
Is it really?
for an
Yeah, and then
obstructed view.
unobstructed would be 325.
325. Boy, that's a lot for one seat.
For game 7 though?
I guess it's game 7, yeah. But you don't even know what day of the week is that. Well, we still
Yeah,
don't know what the schedule is.
I know.
Which is always a big part of it. It's like, ah, man,
Well,
it
we
would be tough
know
to
you
buy a
could
ticket and
try to
not know.
guess. You could try to guess because you know they're not going to play till Sunday because any teams playing Thursday won't play Saturday. So then you
Yeah,
could just assume every other day for the whole schedule unless they have. And then you could go on each arena's website and see what they have on the make sure the off days line up and that there's no like weird scheduling conflicts. You could figure it out.
yeah. You probably could sleuth
You
it.
really, yeah.
Are they?
But
They're
round two is where it gets tricky if you're trying to buy round two tickets already. Like you can buy like Stanley Cup final tickets if you want.
yeah.
And what? Just get refunded?
Yeah.
Home game 1. I have some seats for 215 each. That's not too bad. I assume that's U.S.
In Ottawa.
Yeah. This is for home game 1.
Nice.
This is like
Yeah,
through
you should go.
my work.
You and Owen.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Well, we were already kind of talking about the whole flights thing and what he would have to do, and I don't know if he's made a decision on that as far as what's worth it to him. But
I mean, he would do it.
he probably would. He hasn't gotten back, like communicated more with me on it, but
Okay.
nothing to report this week. I guess we'll see if
Yeah.
next episode I'm saying, hey, so Owen and I
Dog.
and Zach maybe we're at a game. That'll be pretty cool. But yeah, we've done a lot of a couple different impromptu hockey trips already this season. I didn't expect to go to the Preds game or the Caps game there. So, yeah, I guess why not one more, even though I said, what was it, like just last week or 2 weeks ago, I wasn't going to go to a playoff game this
I
year.
mean, your record's been pretty good. You got on the NHL social media, and then you got to see history. So who knows what would happen in Ottawa?
Yeah, yeah. Historic Leafs win. 10-0 against the Senators.
Maybe the Leafs would finally win a game 7 if you win.
Oh, yeah, great.
I hope not. Nope.
Yeah.
Don't
Well,
don't go if that's the
Wouldn't it be
price.
kind of poetic if the Leafs win this year without the Bruins in their way?
Or the, I mean,
yeah.
or the Red Wings, or because I saw like the last time that the Red Wings and the Bruins didn't make the playoffs in the same season was 1967. It's like, oh, remember what happened that year?
Well, there's 67. I thought it was 64. Is that when the Leafs won the cup? 67.
Yeah, 67. And so
I
this
think I
is
should know the number because of the meme.
Yeah, it is.
this is the first season that none of the American original 6 teams have qualified for the playoffs, which
Yep.
is crazy. And the other 2 Canadian teams did. So we're looking at potentially 5 out of 7 Canadian teams making the playoffs if Montreal is able to hang on, which is kind of cool. I don't know if we'll ever see 7 out of 7 like again, or actually has 7 out of 7 ever even happened? I mean, it hasn't been that many years. It's gonna be tough for all 3 of the Pacific ones to win to make it, plus Winnipeg, and then all 3 of the Eastern ones.
I'd place a large bet that all 7 have never made it.
Yeah.
Probably like at some point all of the Canadian teams in the league, like when Winnipeg was not there, maybe it's like could have happened. I don't know.
Sure.
Maybe
Sure.
I'll try to do some research and throw something up there for you. We'll see.
Well, are you done hijacking our Bruins talk? Can we keep talking about the Bruins now?
Yeah, sorry. We got sidetracked with
No,
other
no,
playoff garbage.
that was with important stuff. We can keep this Bruin stuff real short, Dean. It was a
Well,
sad, disappointing end of the season.
what do they do with Neely and Sweeney?
I think you gotta let Sweeney go. I don't know about Neely. I don't really. I mean, I guess he is pretty involved. I think he's got to go myself.
Yeah.
I
I
need a new
mean,
voice, a new face there.
I think Sweeney gets one more coach to fire.
They're
That's why they didn't
definitely
get.
still.
No, come on.
That's why they didn't. They just had Sacco in there. They didn't get a new coach because that would have been like the coach, the last coach. So now they get the whole. They had this whole season to have like, oh, the interim coach. Then they get rid of Sacco, hire a new coach, and then depending how that goes, once he's fired, then Sweeney's gone.
Who they hire? Torts.
God, I hope not.
Oh wow.
Laviolette,
Yeah, yeah.
that'd be terrible too.
Both guys with not great track records with young players,
But
and
good track records for a season or two,
yeah, yeah,
like early on.
yeah. That does
Um,
seem to be a trend with those
Give me,
guys.
give me Gallant.
Gallant.
Quinville.
He's been
Bring
out
in
of the game for a little
Quinville.
bit.
uh,
Oh gosh, no,
We want Joel.
no, we don't. I don't want him in my
Oh,
league
man.
anymore. No, no, no.
Okay.
He had his moment.
Fair
He
enough.
blew it.
Fair enough.
Well, it'll
but
be interesting
what do
to see what
you?
they do. But I don't think Neely or Sweeney are gone. Like they're both definitely still here. It sounds like I know Charlie Jacobs put out a statement today, like to the Bruins fans, just talking about how they're disappointed with the season. And I'm pretty sure, like it at least implied that Neely was sticking around, and I think Sweeney will be there too. So whether or not you guys think they should do something, it doesn't sound like they're making a change. Which, I mean I've heard Bruins fans talk about firing Don Sweeney since I started following the Bruins.
Yeah.
Since 2015, since he fucked that draft up, 3 picks in a
Hmm.
row.
Yeah,
That was literally that did it for me.
Maybe he'll go off
That
the
was
board
all
at
it took.
fourth overall this year.
yeah, great,
Yeah.
yeah, great. Screw that one up too. Why not? You got
Yeah. This is like you can't screw. I know it's. I mean, he does say the name or whoever says the name, and he does have the final say, and it's the scouts doing the work. But man, they can't miss on this one.
Yeah.
Can't, Dean.
I heard the draft lottery is later this year. It's like May 5th or 6th.
yeah,
So
it's
that's like in
late.
the second round. Gonna have to wait so long. The 1 year I care.
I know it's kind of annoying. I don't know why they're doing it so late this year.
Yeah, no. How many points do the Bruins get next year?
Mm. Well, here's the thing. They could be. This is me having no faith in them. They could be a good team again next year and easily make the playoffs. All jokes aside, they could.
They have
It depends on
They
the
they
young
still they
guys.
got. It depends on what they do with Geeky. What do they do with Geeky? But they got
Yeah.
Pasta, McAvoy. They got Lindholm, Hampus Lindholm there.
yeah.
You still got Swayman. Can't have a worse year than what he had.
Uh-huh.
You get a
Hopefully
couple of
not.
young guys to take. Get a couple of young guys to make a big step. Sign one free agent, and they're a wild card one team.
Yeah.
That would not surprise me at all.
I mean, even like Elias Lindholm and Zadorov have looked a little better in these last games when the team's been like cratering around them, but like they've
Yeah,
looked a little
yeah, I
better.
know.
And like
I agree.
Zadinov looked pretty good, and some of the guys that have just been up for like the
Yeah, he's
first
all right.
game or two. what's his name? Farinacci got his first goal. Lee Sal got his first goal. So
the Farinacci sequence.
Saw that. I've never even heard of Farinacci or whatever that name was. I looked last night and I said, "Who the hell is that?"
yeah, I think I've heard of him in the system, but I don't know much about him.
Two questions, Dean.
Yeah,
they don't bring Sacco back, right?
Definitely not.
As a head coach.
At
any
coach, probably.
I don't think you just
I don't think he goes back to assistant.
Back to assistant, yeah, that seems a little weird. Tough.
I mean, it could. I just don't see it.
Usually the new head coach brings in a couple assistants of their own. Well, maybe not always.
Like, no, Kasaka's been there.
Chris Kelly's not
3 or 4
anywhere.
head coaches.
Chris Kelly's not going anywhere.
I don't think so.
And what do they do with Geeky? He scored 30 goals. He's an RFA. How much money does he get? Does he get offer sheeted and the Bruins have to match it or take the compensation?
I think
Pasta likes playing with him.
Yeah. I think you keep him, but you see if he wants to bet on himself, because he's not going to shoot 80% again next year or whatever. So you give him 2 years at a little bit of a steep AAV, and then you can get a longer term contract when the cap's up higher and decide from there.
He's not gonna do that. Him and his agent, he's like, holy shit, we just got so lucky. Pasta shot 30 off our stick.
Yeah, dude, he's you just hit the freaking gold mine. I mean, it's gonna be tough.
If you give him enough for 2 years,
although if no team is gonna offer sheet him, if all the other teams are seeing that and they don't want to overpay, it's he might not have a lot of leverage. We could go through a whole long, drawn out freaking RFA negotiation situation like we did with a certain player last year, and then eventually he signs for a long-term deal that I don't know. I guess no one will be happy with.
On a cup contender, he's a third line winger. On the Bruins, he's a second line winger. So what do you pay a second line winger? With the cap going up, you could pay a second line winger and generally speaking, $6 or $7 million a year.
Yeah, that's 6.5, 7 is probably.
I want to pay Kiki 6 or 7 a year. No, 2 years, 2 by 5, and then see what happens.
Is he taking the 2 by 5?
I was gonna say I'd be happy at 5.
I don't know if he'd be.
I'd be happy at 5, but he's not taking that.
What about 8 by 5?
No.
I think he would take an 8 by. I think he would take it. I don't think it would be necessarily the greatest choice for the Bruins, but he could prove me wrong.
He might think he's good now.
He's only 26.
That helps.
You're right.
That helps.
That's right. That's what I like a lot of it.
Maybe the memes have overtaken how I perceive him. It's it is tough.
I think the front office obviously also knows to look at not even advanced analytics. Look at his shooting percentage and be yeah, he's not going to be a 30-goal scorer every year.
No, but that might be his career high right there. I mean, again, he's young, but
probably will be, but who knows?
Hopefully the Bruins don't have him
and sign after a career year and then just keep getting better for his 8-year contract.
Yeah, that happens frequently. Yeah, well, again, it has happened for the Bruins with this core and with this management group. So yeah, you never know.
I guess to answer my own question, I don't know. I think they'll be better as a team next year too. Obviously, hard to be worse. But I was maybe being hopeful they could get wild card too. But I'm thinking 85 points, 80. Well, I guess they're at 76 right now. They can get 10 more points easily.
I mean, they were right there for the most until 5 games before they had a really bad stretch. They fired Monty, and then they just went and were, above average. They're between there and until
10-game losing
Four
streak.
Nations, two games before Four Nations.
Yeah,
it wouldn't surprise me to see them be a first wild card or be in the same place they are, depending on the decisions they make at the trade deadline or this summer.
You're not replacing Marchand, Carlo, Coyle. You can get some guys with free agency, but like who's
Marchand.
gonna
No.
make the difference? Yeah, Marchand. Like who are we gonna get in the offseason that makes a difference? Because all the
Marner.
points we got
I mean,
early in the year, Marner, all the points we got early in the year were with like a healthy, mostly roster with all these guys.
yeah, yep. I mean, I don't think I don't think Coyle and Marchand are that hard to. Yes, all the three together are hard to replace, but if you look at like the individual player, yes, Marchand brings more than what he brings on the ice, but he's 37 years old
Yeah,
and he was coming off surgeries. Like his play this year could be substituted next year for not an insane price.
yeah, I agree with that.
Replace him in the aggregate. Little money ball situation going on here.
Yeah,
Nah, I mean, again, a lot of uncertainties right now. You know, we don't know where they're drafting. We don't know what trades they're gonna make around the trade deadline, or you know, at the trade, or not trade deadline, draft day, and then I guess eventually the trade deadline. But we don't know what free agency
Yeah.
looks like. So lots of time to figure out what they're gonna be, you know, aiming towards, whether that's a quick retool or trying to still gain a couple of draft picks, like gain some more assets, like maybe do a couple more prospect swaps type of deal, like the kind of like the Lauko Husnudinov trade, things like that. Um, but I don't know. I don't think it hurts to be optimistic, but you know we're talking about Bruins fans, so and Don Sweeney, so
Yeah.
understandably they might not feel the same way, and I'm more of like an outsider, I guess.
yeah. Are you familiar with any of the draft prospects, Zach?
For this year, no. To be honest with you, I'm not. This year's the James Hagen year, right? The
Yeah,
kid from BC that's supposed to go top three.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, now he's
Hagen's
projected to go
Misa.
fourth to the Bruins. So
Is he?
yeah, because he was
Who
first
you
and
got
then he
there?
kind of dropped. So Schaefer's now the number one, then Michael
Where's he
Defenseman.
Misa, and
play?
then Schaefer's lefty, Michael Misa center slash left wing, and Porter Martone is right wing.
Never
Martone.
heard of any of those three. I've heard of Misa, but I didn't. Couldn't have told you that where he played. But I've heard of Misa and Hagens.
Yeah, I had really only heard of Hagens, and then Schaefer as his name started coming up more. But like, I guess now I'm more familiar with these names because I've been looking at them more
Yeah.
closely. But yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know. I mean, we're gonna pick a center, but luckily in the top six there are three or four centers, depending if you count that guy as a winger or a center, Misa. So,
Yeah,
okay,
I think
okay, good to know.
you'll be
but also
set.
it has the Preds taking Porter Martone, but I think they're gonna take a center, is what I'm hearing. So we'll see. Um, I guess yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I got to start paying attention a little more to it here now that the pain is over and it's officially decided.
Yeah,
Well,
and
you can watch the playoffs a little bit too.
that's true. Who are you rooting
Oh
for,
yeah, no,
Zach?
I'll definitely watch some playoffs. But I think I've had enough. I don't have enough beer in the fridge to keep talking about the Bruins, Dean. So let's
Well, I
move
have one
on.
final thing that actually Brendan wrote on here. He wrote McAvoy, the next captain? Question mark. That
For
what are you
me,
thinking?
yeah.
Yeah, that was
For
my
me, for
thought, but
me, yeah.
I've been hearing lately people are like, well, Pasternak really stepped up since Marchand left, like as a leader in the locker
True,
room. So I'm like,
true.
well,
I would be okay with either, as long as whoever doesn't get it doesn't get all poopy pants about it.
I didn't think Pasta like ever planned on being captain. Like he didn't seem like a captainy type, but like I said, it's kind of changed recently. I
Yeah,
always thought
I
Carlo would be
totally
a good
agree.
option, but obviously that's not a choice anymore. But
No.
Right, right.
so yeah, I think McAvoy would probably be a good captain.
I think so. I'd be fine with either of them. I would probably lean towards McAvoy for the North American reason. I know that's not a good reason, but
Right. All right.
I'm a fan of
Massachusetts boy too.
English speaking captains.
There we go.
He's
So
a New York boy.
Oh, New
yeah,
York. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
as we transfer back into playoff talk, um, are you gonna root for Florida in the first 2 rounds to get our first overall or first round pick?
To be honest, that fell off my radar a little bit too, but yeah, I guess, right? Sure.
And then who are you rooting for? Win the cup.
I would like to see Dallas do it, but I don't even know if they're going to get out of the first round against Colorado.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
that's a pick 'em. I mean,
they've been playing terrible going into the playoff, but what we talked about doesn't matter how you are playing
I
going
know.
in. So who knows? But yeah, I obviously like
I
Dallas
think
as well, but I can't
the
root for them around these parts.
right. The key factor is the Heiskanen. Is Heiskanen going to play, and how healthy is he? I think that is literally the deciding factor.
Yeah, and they still don't really know.
I haven't heard anything trending in a positive direction for him.
He's ruled out for game 1.
Well,
really,
that's something. I mean, I know they just activated Sagan off LTIR as well.
Good.
So that's something.
They're hoping he'll be available for the round 1 series. But it's not much more than hope at this point, is what some insiders say.
Okay, well, might be like a come in at a elimination game and then he plays hard and he still gets eliminated kind of deal. You never know. I mean, we could just go around, like we could just go through the matchups. We said some of them already, but we do know all of the matchups except for whoever Washington is playing, yet to be determined between Montreal and Columbus. But everything else we know. So we did mention Dallas and Colorado. Yeah, you guys are both rooting for Dallas, I assume.
I'm gonna root for Colorado. I kind of have to.
Yeah. Okay.
I think. How many games? Dean? Let's each give a pick and a number of games.
I haven't. Well, I mean, I'm probably gonna change it between now and when I make my bracket too, like my actual one. But
Colorado in 7. This is gonna be one of the closer series.
I hope so. It definitely it's a lot of heavy hitters. I think Dallas would be who I'd be rooting for. I don't know. I think I also have to pick Colorado to win though. I'll say Colorado in 6.
If Landeskog can get back in the first round.
Yeah.
He's not going to be that much of a difference maker.
No, he won't. Morale. Vibes.
Yes.
Yeah, the vibes go a long way. Steven Stamkos.
Yeah.
2020.
True.
He scored a goal though. That's a different thing.
Was a physical difference maker on the score sheet. Yeah. But he only played like 4 minutes.
Yeah. Hey, that's a goal per 4 minutes. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably say the Avs in 7 as well.
Okay.
With no Heiskanen, I'd say the Avs in 7. I'd prefer Dallas in 7, but.
And then so we've got Winnipeg and St. Louis, the President's Trophy winners.
Really limping into these playoffs after having such a hot month or two.
Pretty crazy. It's like 12-game win streak, and then they lose the next 3. They're like, wait, now I don't remember what we were doing before. Like, but they did just beat Utah. 5.
Yep.
I'm gonna say Winnipeg in 7. I'm gonna say 7.
Binnington can be the factor for making.
Binnington versus Hellebuck is like actually pretty fascinating. Like I think they both been playing pretty damn well this year. Again, playoffs is a different beast. We saw Hellebuck in the playoffs last year was pretty underwhelming. So I'd be hoping for a different story there. But yeah, I think I'd be rooting for Winnipeg.
Rematch.
Also true.
Nations rematch with the goalies.
So that's pretty interesting. What about you, Zach? Who are you picking in that one? Who would you prefer to win?
Because Monty's there, St. Louis will go up 3-1 in the series, and then Winnipeg will come back and beat them in 7. I think the Jets will handle them in 6.
So we all have the Jets moving on in that one. We'll shift to the Pacific. So we got your Vegas Golden Knights versus the Minnesota Wild.
Sweep.
Golden
Calling it.
Knights.
No, Minnesota, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sweep.
Yep. Vegas sweep.
I'm gonna say I do think Vegas will win. I'll say Vegas in 6.
I feel like I would go with 5. You gotta pick at least one sweep, you know.
Yeah.
No fun to go 5 on all of them, on like all the like lopsided matchups.
Which was
I'm saving my sweep for the East.
Minnesota definitely got some big names back recently, which is it's like okay, yep, Kaprizov is back now. Eriksson Ek is back. I think they've got a couple other guys that are joining the group again, so that's at least a positive thing. But yeah, I think Vegas is also looking really good. So I'm definitely sticking with my group.
Mm-hmm.
And then
good luck.
The rematch for the 4th year.
Yeah, it's Edmonton and LA, but this time LA has home ice advantage for the first time, so could make a huge
Was it
difference.
Edmonton in 7, then 6 and 5, right?
Yeah.
So Edmonton sweep.
Edmonton and 4, baby. They definitely don't look like they are poised to win this series.
I feel like I can't not pick Edmonton, but I like the Kings are probably the favorites, right?
I think so. They should be. They've looked like the better team all year.
They were both minus 110.
Really?
It's a dead 50-50.
I feel like I had the Kings in my preseason bracket. I did. How many? I think that was one of the ones that wasn't looking good, like really early on, but Bree had the Kings. And shout out to Bree. She predicted the President's Trophy winner.
She did, yep.
Wow.
I can't remember if that was maybe that wasn't locked in quite yet last. I was trying to remember if I had brought it up last week, but maybe it was not quite confirmed yet. But yeah, Bree did successfully predict that. She didn't even remember that she had chosen Winnipeg, and I'm like, yeah, you actually got that one right. So good on her.
Out of 9 preseason brackets, Bree and I are the only ones that had the Kings.
Damn. Yeah, definitely messed up on that one.
Bree also had the Preds winning the cup, so tough.
Oh, well, you win some, you lose some.
Owen had the Rangers winning the cup, so also a tough one. Oh, and Sandrone.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna go with the Kings to win that series. I'm gonna say the Kings. Honestly, I'm gonna say in 5. Like the Oilers just do not seem poised. I mean, Ekholm is out too, at least to start. I think he's like doubtful to play in the first round. So that is a huge blow for them. And I just think, especially with home ice advantage, like LA's played so well at home this year, I think they'll be able to lock it up.
I'm gonna go Edmonton in 7 because that's what I want.
I like Edmonton more, and I think it would be better for Vegas if they won. Because LA has had our number this season, and I just would prefer to, if I had to lose to them, I would prefer to lose to Edmonton.
I got LA in 7. Is that the first one we've had different picks on so far?
No, someone had Dallas, right?
No, we all picked Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you picked.
Dallas. Yeah.
I'm rooting for Dallas.
We talked about both.
Rooting.
Yeah. Same.
And then we move to the East. I think we already. So I mean, we're all rooting for Ottawa against Toronto.
I'm most excited to watch this series out of all 8.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, I'm more excited for Vegas, but not by a lot. I will say it should be really exciting. It's been a while since we've had this matchup in the first round and in the playoffs, so definitely going to be a lot of eyeballs. I'm just going to say Ottawa wins it in 7. Like, what else do you want me to say? It's got to happen. It sounds so amazing. beat them in their own building. Like, oh, I just love it. It would be so great.
I'll copy you. I like it.
I just
Sens in 7, baby.
It's too tantalizing not to just lean into
the
that.
Meme.
Like, and Ottawa did sweep the season series with Toronto this year too. Again, regular season, but it is something to consider. So we'll see how that one goes. And then Battle of Florida is the other matchup. Tampa has home ice advantage. Florida's been kind of limping in recently. Lots of just poor games lately, and I think they've had a couple injuries. We'll see what they're looking like. I'm gonna go with Tampa. I think that they've looked like a stronger team this season. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I'm a little bit more sold on them this year. I'll say.
They've also not had Matthew Tkachuk, like you said, them limping.
I'll say 6. Yeah, Tkachuk is a big factor.
Is he playing? Is he in?
He should be in for game 1. Yeah.
I'm gonna take Tampa in 7.
I didn't think he was in. That's important.
Yeah, Tkachuk hopes to be ready at start of Stanley Cup playoffs for Panthers. He's trending well, so not that far off. Lots of these quoted, whatever you want to say, but I'm putting Florida in 6.
I hope you're right, Dean, just for our draft pick.
Oh yeah. And they're gonna have to beat Ottawa.
Was that pick this year? Was that pick this year?
I don't think so.
I think it's
2026.
2026.
I think so too.
And then we head to the Metro. So we've got Washington versus either Montreal or Columbus.
How are we looking there?
Looking not good. We got 7.5 to go. Canadians are still up 3-1. So gonna need a miracle. So let's just assume Montreal, I guess. I think Montreal could make a serious splash. I'm gonna just go with the upset. I think it's more fun. I'm gonna say Habs in 6.
Also, thanks for switching your hat trick pick to New Jersey. The Red Wings are up 3-0 in the third.
Whatever. Whatever. They always come back.
Also, why did Gifford still said Detroit?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess
This hat trick could come down to the Vegas game.
Oh.
It could tie, or Gifford could win tonight. Because if he goes up by 2, he clinches the.
He will clinch the President's Trophy for the hat tricks. Yeah.
Right, because tomorrow's the last day. Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't know exactly who will be advancing in hat trick or who will be winning yet, but we'll probably let you know.
So assuming it stays with the scores right now, it'll be the winner. If Vancouver wins, then we're tied in hat tricks going into the final day. If Vegas wins tonight, then he will go up by 2 and win.
What do we do if it's a tie?
The tiebreaker is playoff bracket. Had that 1 year already.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the new bracket that you're about to make?
Yeah, like the actual
Canes just scored. Yeah. Canes just scored.
Oh.
2-3, 5:50 to go.
Yeah, but they got to do it in regulation.
They got to score twice, yeah.
Do you think they pull their goalie if they tie it?
That would be awesome.
That would be hilarious.
Like, you know what, Columbus, we see you. We'll do whatever we can. It doesn't hurt us at all.
Brendan sent the tweet or whatever. The radio station in Columbus? They had sent emails or whatever to some of the Carolina players trying to remember the good times when you were on Columbus? Or one guy played for Columbus, the other guy was Ohio born, and they were like, "Hey, win this one for Carolina so that Columbus has a chance."
Yeah, Eric Robinson and Jack Roslovic, who also he did play on Columbus for a little bit too, but he left. And then I saw a Habs fan was like, "Yeah, but we've got Line and Josh Anderson." So it's like, well, we also have a couple prominent Columbus or former Columbus players. So yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. So are you guys going with Washington or?
I'll say Caps in 6. I could see it going either way, where Caps could sweep them or it could get like drawn out. But I think either way they win.
Yeah, Caps in 6 for me.
Okay. And then Carolina versus New Jersey. I think Carolina looks pretty
I'm just debating if I call this a sweep too or
set.
not. I mean, the Devils don't have their captain. I think they have other injuries still too. Like,
Oh, is
Dougie's coming back.
Wait, is he sure out?
okay. Or sorry, not their captain. Hughes, right?
Hughes, yeah.
He should be their captain.
Well, he sure was there first, so they have the luxury of having a couple recent first overall picks. But yeah, Hughes being out is a huge deal. Dougie has missed a lot of time, so that's a big hit too. And they've just been kind of puttering into the postseason. I mean, Carolina has a little bit too, but not to the same degree. It just doesn't feel like this Devils group has it this year. Sorry, Chandler. I'm gonna go with Carolina in 4, and
I'll say 5.
Best of luck. 5, okay, 5's not too bad.
Yeah, I'm going 5 as well.
Cool.
So I think that's all of them.
Yeah.
So we eagerly await Saturday. I guess we'll probably put this out before the games start on Saturday, just to have our predictions in there, and we'll have another plug for the playoff bracket, I guess. If you still want to join, we did put that in last week's episode.
Maybe we'll do a more audio one this time for Sandroni on Spotify.
Yeah, although he's already in the bracket, so luckily we've got him covered. But yeah,
I gotta figure out for that. Once I figure out my sign in and everything, I'll make sure I'm in that.
Yep, we've got 11 members so far, so that's exciting.
I'm curious if there's anyone that we don't know in there.
I was kind of scrolling through, and it doesn't seem likely.
Like when we had the live for the trade deadline, there was someone in the chat. I'm like, oh, this is a person that's not related or a friend of us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how cool.
Yeah, it was pretty neat. So yeah, I would appreciate that if somebody's tuning in. Obviously, we'll see, but yeah, it would be fun. And I guess we'll get a sticker giveaway. That's all we have for merchandise right now, so we're kind of milking that. But
you could get the plate off of Brendan's wall.
That one? Bree made that for me.
If you get a perfect bracket, I will steal that from Brendan's wall.
Okay, that's fine. I'll allow that. Yeah, I mean, been a long season. Definitely looking forward to seeing some playoff action. We do have a couple of injuries going on. I saw, Forbert had that broken orbital bone from a late punch. That doesn't sound too good.
Yeah, I just put the link. Did you see this fight? He
I
got knocked
I saw
down.
it.
And then,
That was ugly.
Brendan just
That was
punched
ugly.
him. Yeah. I don't know if he got any, like,
Oh, yeah.
for that either.
That's definitely not a good smart play by Trennan there.
No.
We mentioned a couple of the other.
He didn't get any suspension or anything there.
Nope.
No, I don't think there was any supplemental discipline. Definitely whacked him.
Yeah.
But obviously, he's not going to the playoffs, so no no big deal there. But yeah, we'll see how the teams are looking. Everyone's trying to get healthy, and we did also get, speaking of injuries, the announcement that Logan Couture will be retiring. Because of his injury. It was like a joint issue, I think, right? There was like some sort of inflammation with his joints. I can't remember what the specific affliction was. It was like something ositis. I don't know. But yeah, he has not played in a while.
Itis pubis injury, a groin injury.
Groin injury. Okay. Yeah. So he's done. I mean, he had a pretty long, successful career. He was definitely pretty clutch in the playoffs too. Some notable moments against Vegas in the playoffs. So I definitely respect him as a player. And it's just, yeah, it's sad to see him have to go out like that. He's definitely older. I think he's like 36 or 37. So, probably not a ton of expectations for him to produce super strong, offensively, even if he was able to come back. But it's always a disappointing feeling when you when you still have that drive to play and your body won't let it happen for you.
Mm-hmm.
And there was definitely some outrage from the hockey community because Frank Saravalli tweeted out the announcement the day before, kind of stole the spotlight there, which was, it was kind of disappointing. But I did see some clips from the actual announcement, and definitely appreciative of the whole San Jose organization, from the day he got there, and lots of good things to say. He shared some good memories with the group. He wasn't able to lift the cup with the Sharks, which is kind of the one blemish on those Sharks teams from like the mid to late 2010s that were really strong, and just, unfortunately none of them were able to get quite over the hump, which is, it's just too bad.
Preds are up 5-1 on the Stars, by the way.
They gotta have some. They gotta have some, like AHL guys playing tonight. I would hope they have nothing really to play for.
Yeah.
It's the second period. Whew. Okay.
That's why it's so hard to predict.
How many people had the Preds in their? How many people had the Preds in their bracket? I know I did. What a disappointing season for them.
Yeah, I feel like a good amount of people did because everyone was pretty high on them after the off season, obviously.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot of starters for Dallas.
Brendan did, Bree did, Chandler did, I did. Who didn't? Gifford did, Owen did, Androni did.
Definitely the sexy pick. I mean,
My dad
they snuck in last year, so.
And you did. All 9 of us. Oh, wait, and Zane did. Yep.
Everybody?
Zane had him winning the cup.
That's tough.
Real quick, not to plug something else on the pod, but Dean, did you see my buddy Jordy's pools coming up, the player pool thing?
Yep, I got my email. Brendan got his email. Owen got his email. My dad got his email.
Oh, you guys are in it?
Yeah, I invited him last
You guys are in
year.
it? Cool.
Yeah, we're in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
But I should have invited him this year. I didn't know you get 5 bonus points for people you invite.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I sent in that email this year, so we can plug it on the pod and I can get so many free points.
There you go.
Or I could get so many free points.
No, we can split them.
Right.
Yeah, deal.
I don't know how it works.
Not sure.
We get points, but anyway.
That's what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, 2 minutes left to go here in Montreal. The net is empty. They're gonna need two here to give a chance for Columbus. So I think it was a great run, and I don't have a Montreal jersey under here or anything like that. But it's too bad. It would have been a really fun opportunity. There's the empty netter. Yeah, that'll do it. Well,
Do you have a Montreal
congratulations.
jersey at all?
I do have one. I've got one. I got the blue one. You can see the blue one right there. I have like I think I only have 3 Montreal jerseys.
What team do you have the least jerseys?
Just only 3. That's 3 too many.
3 too many. Let's see. I think.
Or Utah, I guess.
Yeah, Utah is actually the correct answer.
And then Seattle.
No.
The what? The only one you don't have?
No, the least. Oh, he's got every team.
I've got every team. Utah is definitely the least at 2. Trying to look at any others. I think. Montreal. I only have 3. Nashville. I have 4. Nashville.
The hell are you looking at to tell you that? You got a spreadsheet with your
Detroit. I also have 3. Yeah, I've got a spreadsheet here.
You even got a sheet to know which jerseys are worn on the podcast episode, so it doesn't repeat.
Yep.
Really?
After Vegas, what's your second highest?
Gotta keep track. After Vegas, let's see. Probably Boston.
Between 1 and 2.
I think it's Boston. I've got 8 Boston jerseys. Is that right?
9.
Oh, 9. Excuse me, 9. And Vegas, I have 13. So I'm pretty sure. Yeah, those are my 1 and 2.
I almost have double my Bruins jerseys.
Wow.
Got 5.
You've got 4 times mine. I have 2.
1.25. I was like, wait. Oh, okay, yeah. I was thinking I had 5 instead of 9. I was mixing up Dean's.
Which jerseys do you have?
Me?
Yeah.
Marchand and Bergie.
Nice. Are they both just like the home Reebok ones?
Yeah, they're both black. Plain Jane.
Nice.
We were talking about last week. It looks like they're going to be updating the look.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you see the new, leaked Bruins jerseys?
I guess this will be the 3rd week in a row we talk about these, but,
Sorry.
That's all right. No, I brought it up, so it's on me.
Just send it to me in the chat, Dean. I am just curious.
Yeah.
Or text or whatever.
Yeah, there's still a couple.
Here's a Reddit link. Basically, there was a news documentary on tariffs, and they were showing these jerseys being made. So it's kind of like the third photo was like the older ones that the Bruins had for the Centennial, but without the yellow sleeve.
Yeah,
kind of like the Happy Gilmore jersey.
Different shoulder patch. There's a couple other details. I just watched the other day Jersey Watch Aesthetics. They do the Jersey Watch videos, and they did like a preview for next season. And so they did talk about those Bruins jerseys in there. And yeah, I guess it was a documentary specifically on like how jersey manufacturers and like that one manufacturer in Montreal will be impacted by the tariffs. So they got permission to walk through, and yeah, they had some B-roll of those Bruins jerseys getting stitched up. It's like, wait a minute, I don't think the crew knew that was something that they probably shouldn't be putting on as just random extra footage. So yeah, that was cool. I mean, we'll see.
That's the Happy Gilmore, isn't it?
It's very, very similar, yeah.
Speaking of Happy Gilmore, I'm ready for Happy Gilmore too.
Oh yeah, it's coming out soon, right? Was it May or June?
I have no idea. I've been seeing it's supposed to come out for 6 months.
Is that
I think they have a date, July 25th.
That's a Netflix only, I think.
Probably. Because I think he signed a contract. I don't think they signed like a big movie contract or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Apparently, the original Happy Gilmore is coming back to theaters before the sequel lands on Netflix.
Oh,
Ooh. That's probably my favorite movie all time.
It's up
really?
there.
Yeah, it probably is.
They got.
Top three, at least.
I think I've only seen it the one time, I think, but it was pretty
Oh
good.
my goodness. I've seen it hundreds of times. There's so many good one-liners from it.
Yeah.
You got fighting Bob Barker. That's always good.
Yep.
Won't be able to redo that,
Yep.
unfortunately. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm still looking to. I still haven't gotten around to watching that Landeskog documentary. I keep meaning
Either.
to check it out, but again,
Yeah.
maybe it's more of like an off season thing, just because there's gonna be a lot more interesting hockey stuff going on lately, or upcoming with
Mm,
the playoffs. So there probably won't be a ton of nights where I won't be watching. I guess we'll see how things shake out, and there'll be breaks as the rounds go on. But yeah, I do think that'll be cool. What's this full ride show you've got in here,
this is
Dean?
actually something my dad sent me on Instagram. This like I don't know if he's just some random dude. I've never heard of him. He's said my own 5 episode full length comedy TV series about college hockey players. Um, that he'll be releasing weekly episodes for 5 weeks, starting in May, on YouTube for free. So yeah, I might check that out. Apparently, he's been working on this project for the
Yeah.
last 13 months between writing, filming, and editing.
Wow.
So some more random hockey content to watch, and it's free on YouTube.
Why
So
not? Why not? You got free content here. You got free
see
content
if it's
there.
any good.
Yeah, that's a nice little plug.
Yeah.
Well, boys, I'm ready to watch some stress-free playoff hockey for the first time in quite a while.
Yep.
It's a different
Yeah,
It is
feeling.
kind of nice. You forget how nice it is to watch like playoffs without
I'm
your
looking
team.
forward to it.
Even when the Bruins
Yeah,
go out in the first round, I'm like, all right, I need like a break before going back into watching playoff hockey. But now I'm like, I'm ready for some good hockey.
no, you're right. I should say stress-free first round
Yeah.
for the first time.
Mm,
9 years,
it was
2016, 15.
2016. Yep.
2016.
2016.
A pretty good stretch. Pretty good stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Leafs have the longest active playoff record appearances, which is
Damn,
too bad. But I mean, yeah, we'll
I
see
don't
what
see that
happens this
ending.
year. It could end like depending on what happens with Marner, and yeah, I'm sure there's like plenty of stuff we could get into with Toronto. But
Trade Matthews,
yeah, Matthews heads to Utah
Austin.
because it was Arizona. Yeah, yeah.
Look at you.
Minton goes back.
All right, boys. Thanks for having me. I got to
Thanks
jump
for
here.
coming on.
Thanks for stopping by. We
That was
appreciate you.
Thanks for suffering through Bruins talk
absolutely.
with me.
Yeah, no, I know, Dean. I've been meaning to call you and get it off my chest, but it
Well,
felt
there
good.
we go. Now
Who
it's
needs
for all the
who need
public to listen to.
Bread loves hockey is better than better help.
Yep.
Glad we could assist you.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
Talk to you later.
Take care.
So, is there any game tomorrow that matters? Well, I guess the Flyers need to win. But other than that,
Nothing for playoff implications. I think nobody else can like move up a spot. Like you
yeah, I think
can't
they're
gain
all
home ice. So
pretty spread out.
yeah,
It'd be interesting,
the Canadians
especially
are in.
for hat trick questions if it comes down to tomorrow. Because like even with the odds, it's like, oh, this team's the favorite, but it's like, well, it's just two AHL teams playing each other.
Yeah, yeah. The end of the season is definitely a little
Like the
squirrely.
Hurricanes Sens game, it's like who's gonna be even playing in that?
Yeah, like I don't really want any of my guys out there. Carolina's like, yeah, me either.
Yeah, but hopefully the Flyers can beat the Sabres. The Sabres like losing at the or winning at the end of the year, so who knows?
I know. That's what makes me worried. I'm like, yeah, they always love to get those random stupid wins at the end. They have lost
Yeah.
the last couple, I guess, but
There was a time for a while the Bruins were like 8th to 10th, and then they had the huge losing streak. So I didn't expect to get 4th ever. So 5th
no.
I can deal with.
Like, yeah, it's only 1% difference, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, probably
But
you're
it's
not
like
gonna win the lottery,
really
but you never
takes
know.
the play you want, right in
Right.
front of us. So. We also didn't talk about Frozen Four wrapped up. Western Michigan won.
Yeah, we
Any other
we kind of
thoughts
glossed
on
over it.
that?
I don't think many were expecting them to come out. I don't even know if Western Michigan had ever won the tournament before. I
Hmm.
feel like I haven't heard. I guess the tournament's been going on for a good bit, but I don't think they're typically like a powerhouse team as far as D1, like making regular Frozen Four pushes and things like that. Definitely a big upset against Denver to make it to the
3-2.
finals, and then
Yeah.
so Zeev finally got eliminated. He had a nice little stretch going there, and then he did sign with the Wild. I don't believe he played for them, but maybe he'll play in the playoffs. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Probably not, but they lose, and then Western Michigan defeats BU in the final.
6-2. Yeah, I feel like if Denver beats Western Michigan, they probably win it again.
Probably, yeah.
There's also been talks about like Denver's coach. He's been there forever and like has obviously a good track record about him maybe coaching in the NHL, but it seems like he's like just happy with
I
where he
don't
is
think.
in
Yeah,
life
I
and
don't
like
think he
he's
wants
like a
to.
family man. They just had a kid or something. So it's like like the way NHL coach lives are, where it's like who knows how long you'll be a coach or if you have to move and whatever else. He's like it'd have to be a really good like offer for him to probably be interested in that.
Yeah,
There's been talks about it like every
we
year.
definitely talked about him last year, and it's like it doesn't really seem like there's a major draw for him to want to coach in the NHL. Like you don't know if the same coaching skills would even apply for that group of people. Yeah, you uproot your life, and then you could get fired in like 6 months, and then it's like, oh well, someone else is coaching in Denver now, and yeah, I can totally see why he would be hesitant to make that switch. But we'll
Hmm.
see if other interim head coaches get fired and new guys come in, or just other long term coaches. Maybe we've gotten the lore here that Dean thinks that Sullivan will be fired and that the Bruins will hire him. I don't think at this point they're probably gonna fire Sullivan, but I mean you never know.
You don't think they're gonna fire him?
Probably not. I feel like if they wanted to, they would have done it during during the season after it was pretty obvious they weren't gonna make a point. Even though the team did seem to rally for 10 games out of nowhere, and they were kind of flirting with the possibility of making it, but I mean it was not gonna last. So I don't know. He's also
I
been
don't know
there
why.
forever.
I just googled the NHL standings and it brought me to NHL.com/stars/standings. Is that some sort of like hint about is it rigged? If the Stars win the cup, it's rigged.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, why is
Uh,
there a green box around the Stars? And I looked at the top, says Texas Hockey. It's like, oh,
that's weird. I
like I
guess
literally
it's just maybe you've been to that to the stars page many times. I don't
don't
know.
even know how I. Wait, okay, you gotta try this. Just type in NHL standings on Google.
NHL standings.
And then, so you scroll down, you see the NHL.com. You have like
Yeah.
the NHL hockey standings, and then below that, there's like standings, St. Louis Blues, playoff tiebreaker. Right?
Yeah.
You see those?
I see St.
Just
Louis Blues, and that's it.
click the one. You don't see the one above St. Louis
Oh,
Blues. That says
I see standings.
just click that one.
Uh, it just brought me to the league standings.
Weird. So the NHL hockey standings bring me to League One, but the one below that says standings brings me to Texas hockey.
Wonder why the Blues are the first one on there.
Yeah.
What's
I would say
going
Blue
on?
Stars 5. That can't happen, so I don't know.
No, it cannot.
I guess the first one, maybe it should just say Stars. I don't know why it says standings, but or actually no, because for you it doesn't bring you to the Stars. So I don't know. Anyway,
Whatever. It's
speaking about strange
late.
things, Nazar's goal the other night in the shootout, keeping Montreal another day from clinching before tonight, but Um, yeah, he scored. He was the only one that knew he scored. Apparently, he even like went down the bench and like did
They're
the whole
like
like high
they're
five
like
thing. And they're like,
nah.
"What are you doing?"
It's like I
And then Line
scored.
even went after and didn't score. And then they reviewed it and like, "Oh, actually, the puck went in, and Line's attempt counted." And then they ended up Chicago ended up winning. So
Yeah.
never seen anything like that.
No, but I don't think it's ever happened before, and the
I mean,
off ice officials knew
it's funny that Chicago, because obviously like the big Patrick Kane playoff goal when he scored, and no one knew it was
against
in.
Philly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely seemed massive at the time because that made it so this game that they just played tonight mattered for them to definitely clinch. So it was weird. I had fun watching it because I was rooting for Chicago, of course, and they tied it up. But I was like, oh my gosh, here we go. And the overtime was also really exciting. And then yeah, I didn't think that he had like I didn't see a good angle from it. I think the Chicago broadcast was saying like had already counted it as a goal, and they didn't even realize that there was something weird going on.
They didn't, but on the that broadcast, yeah, you could see the puck in the second replay. They just get stuck in the back of the net.
Pretty cool little thing. Definitely a weird NHL moment. Um,
hmm
that I'm sure
Another
that will be prominently
weird
featured.
NHL thing that I hadn't seen before was Dmitry Voronkov received the game misconduct earlier in the period and then continued to play, and then the officials like later noticed and then gave Columbus a minor penalty for having an illegal player.
Even though Voronkov didn't know that he or that Dean Evison knew that he had gotten the misconduct. Like the referee went to Voronkov on the bench and was like, or maybe not on the bench, but somewhere he like told him. I think he was on the ice. He told him like you've got 10 minutes, like misconduct. And Voronkov doesn't speak any English, and so he
Oh,
just kind of like nodded and didn't tell Evison like nothing happened, and then like so he just played his next shift, and then the officials like, wait, isn't that Voronkov? And they're like, you can't play. So yeah, they're like, yep, Columbus got 2 minutes for a legal player. Voronkov played when he was supposed to be serving a 10-minute misconduct. So that
I'm
was
surprised they
pretty.
even caught that. Like, because you're probably not looking or expecting that. Like, I could also see it going the other way where they miss it and then someone like on TV notices it and it gets posted on Reddit and blows up. It's like, why is he like, how the refs missed this? Like, so at least they caught it.
Yeah, it would have definitely looked way worse if he just played through the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
like
wait a minute.
I think the whole system's breaking down, but yeah, just a miscommunication there. Uh, Everson was definitely pissed, kind of confused. Like I didn't freaking know that he had a misconduct. Like nobody told me. They never made like an announcement to the arena. I guess I don't know. So definitely strange situation there, but it was pretty cool to see how the officials handled that.
Yeah. And then there was like the NHL player poll, like NHLPA that they do every year.
Yeah, I
Um,
didn't even really look at it.
We can just quickly run through. Like, I mean, there's not like all the typical stuff. Like, oh, Vasilevsky's the best goalie. Who would have thought? Like, because always they like what they pick as the best goalie isn't like we all think Hellebuck's the best goalie, but like,
I don't know. I would pick Vasilevsky still. I mean, like at
okay,
least like the who I would pick to play in the playoffs. I guess if it's phrased that way, like maybe he's
mm,
not the best overall goalie as far as like just a regular season NHL game this year, but I would still pick him as my, like, if I had one goalie I had to pick for the game 7, for example, that's who I would go with.
And then best forward McDavid ran away with like 75%. Same with Makar, best defender 72%. You have the most complete players, just like the most like defensive forwards like Barkov and Crosby.
McKinnon, yep.
Playmaker, Kucherov got 50%, which is kind of surprising. Draisaitl only got 7.
McDavid's definitely more of the playmaker, and Draisaitl's more of the raw scoring, I would think.
Oh, Draisaitl's a really good passer though. But best fashion sense, Pasta and Matthews tied at 15%. The good broadcaster once they retire, the highest pick was Kevin Hayes at 5%. Like, nope, it was all over the place.
Oh yeah.
This one was interesting. Which PWHL rulebook change would you like to see in NHL? 30% said jailbreak. So basically, minor penalty ends if shorthanded team scores. And then 24% said 3-2-1-0 point system. So that's kind of surprising because like it seems like the league's like, we're not going to change to that.
16% saying first place finisher chooses playoff opponent. Boy,
that would be fun, but I feel like knowing the league, they'd all just pick the one anyway that like they would be against.
Well, they would have played
and then lose. Like,
oh, I know. Yeah, you'd never hear the end of it.
Best ice, Montreal. They always win that. And that was pretty much it. Vegas 5%.
I was gonna say I'm pretty happy with that. Definitely, I know we have better ice than like LA or Florida. Like LA, I've heard has just some absolutely terrible ice historically.
Boston has some pretty bad ice in the springtime.
Winnipeg, yeah. Hey, there you go. Don't have to worry about the heat over there. Well, yeah, that's kind of fun. Good to hear from the players on some of these things. Brad Marchand.
Right, so the hat tricks do come down to this game. Either Gifford wins or we tie going into the final night.
I mean, it would be more fun for me if it was going into playoffs again. The playoff prediction.
Well, I guess that's tough. Tomorrow, if we have because I've been like not making sure I don't copy him, right? Like, if he picked an answer, even if I was like that was my answer, I would switch something. But yeah, I guess tomorrow we'd have to see. But we'll wait. We don't want to get too ahead of ourselves. But Vancouver is the favorite, so.
It's a back-to-back for Vegas. Gifford seemed to be pretty confident that Vegas doesn't lose back-to-backs, but I'm like, I don't know. I mean, they got a lot of guys that they're keeping out of the lineup. I would not be surprised if Vancouver won this one. So yeah, I think I'm rooting for Dean, and
rooting against Vegas.
Yeah, I really don't care if Vegas gets 2 more points in the standings. Like, it doesn't, no skin off my nose. They did enough to get it done.
Yep.
And it's not gonna affect seeding or anything. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, for anyone who cares about the hat trick result and is still listening, I'll give you a text edit right here about how it went.
There you go. Pretty exciting stuff. Congratulations, perhaps, to Gifford.
Or to me, if I win,
if you win out, yeah. That'll have to be a decision that you won't be able to make it until tomorrow.
Right.
So sorry, we can't give you anything on that. Well, maybe we can. Maybe we already did.
Yep. So I guess this will come out. What do you think? Saturday morning?
Yeah. Sometime. Probably the first games won't start until like 4:00 on Saturday would be my guess. And I don't know what they normally do with the whole Easter schedule. I don't think they'll make too big of a deal about it, but maybe a factor. So yep, that's our plan for this week. We appreciate you guys tuning in, listening to our predictions. Again, please submit your playoff bracket if you have not already done so. Hopefully by the time you're listening, it's still open, and if you haven't done so yet. And subscribe to us here, of course, on YouTube. And check us out on Twitter and Blue Sky. We've got all sorts of cool, exciting links down below to check out. Haven't gotten any emails or voicemails in a while either, so we'd love to get one of those, especially for playoff stuff. Things ramp up a little bit, so love to hear from you. Dean, anything else?
How about one final go Bees for the season?
There you go. Go Flyers.
I guess go Flyers for this one time.
This one exception. Fine. Go Flyers.
Yeah. Yep.
Alrighty.
All right. See ya.
Good night, everybody. And good luck.
You're lagging again.
Now, yeah, the audio's out of sync. Oh my gosh. Well, on my end, I'm lined up and you're lined up, so
you're very much not lined up.